Hi there, my name is Dalton, and this is my second project for Technical Communications class. And my proposition here is the National Deaf Professional Advancement Network for deaf professionals, interdisciplinary, as well as a wide range of professionals that deaf individuals may be in. So, regardless, let's move forward. So, a lot of my motivation to move forward with this idea and to further explain it is based on a lot of the civil rights movements that have occurred. One of them has been extremely prominent, at least for me personally. It's not been prominent in mainstream history, but as for that matter, it's a very crucial and important piece of history for deaf community and culture and in the United States. So examples of some of these prominent movements that have been successful in enacting change have been, for one, the I Have a Dream movement and the National Association for Advancement of Colored People, so the NAACP organization as founded by Martin Luther King, as well as W.E.B. Du Bois as the founding members and several other individuals. The second one, which is resoundingly important in terms of the deaf community, it has been the Deaf President Now movement, which took place in the 1980s at Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. And this movement has had immense impact. It set a precedent, but it hasn't really taken action to advance deaf individuals in society, and so that is the issue that I intend to address here. The brunt of the issues faced by the deaf community are the perspective by mainstream society as well as the mainstream society that the emphasis and focus should be placed on retention and attainment of employment by deaf individuals alone, making sure that they keep those jobs and stay in those jobs instead of career advancement as well as advanced career opportunities, higher opportunities for professional development. The lack of that perspective is an issue in itself, and not this issue or perspective that has been created by the mainstream culture, general society, who have not the perspective from inside this deaf community. So this perspective and the existence of it is evidence and implication that there is an existing stigma and bias against the deaf community. There is possibly a lack of perspective and respect of potential as well as aspirations of the individuals in the deaf community. In terms of professionals who are deaf, I think it's important to be able to enable them to aspire as well as have full access to those opportunities that hearing individuals would normally have. And so I feel like the focus should be shifted from the bare minimum needs and be moved towards the advancement of deaf individuals to enable them to achieve their dreams as well as fully reach their potential. So, as mentioned in the previous slide, the works of Darrell L. Fullman as well as the works of Lottie Smith and their research on deaf community as well as employment have definitely corroborated this idea that mainstream society has been in a position of authority somewhat in narrating what the capabilities of the deaf community are instead of a guise of neutrality and allowing the deaf community to write their own narrative. So starting off here, Daryl Folman here mentions that stereotypes play a role in the negative experiences of disabled individuals seeking promotion. It's apparent in the listless realization of promotion, salary levels, and training opportunities. More importantly, deaf individuals have enjoyed limited professional success related to executive leadership positions, despite exhibition of high work ethic. And he has cited Kurz et al., and that was written in 2016. Communication has also been a huge issue in professional development as well as high executive positions that require serious workload as well as meaningful work done by deaf individuals. As far as that, this issue of promotion as well as career advancement has been a present issue. And in this paper, he describes it as the glass ceiling effect, where deaf individuals will start in a career, but they can't realize their full potential. They can't move on to promotion due to the fact that this phenomena exists, and that's described as the glass ceiling effect. And it adversely affects deaf individuals, and it blocks qualified candidates from promotion to executive leadership or promotion because of that issue. And there are limitations, which aren't really limitations as defined by mainstream society. Again, it's a narrative of definitions as well as labels that aren't necessary nor conducive to the success of these individuals from this amazing community. Two other pieces of research that I have found were by Lottie Smith from the Southern Illinois University, and this is her main perspective. It's her conclusion of her paper, which mentions that the emphasis should be placed on providing equitable occupational access to deaf and hard of hearing employees. This is the kind of main narrative. This kind of corroborates that main narrative has been existing here for a while, that just the minimum should be achieved, allowing them to have employment, making sure that they retain that employment instead of advancement. Again, there is a good perspective here of removing biases, stigmas, and that is positive. But there is a lack of perspective of progressiveness and allowing and empowering deaf individuals to advance in their career and progress to become better professionals. This is research done by the National Deaf Center, and what they have found is that employment rates have been historically and in general on average 20% less in the deaf community compared to hearing individuals. They have experienced a underemployment per se due to barriers faced in society by deaf people, and it's just usually due to stigma, biases, forms of discrimination, and other potential barriers that usually cause this issue. So, how I intend to address this issue is to kind of create a dissolution of those barriers between the hearing and the deaf world, and ensure that the students, college students especially, those who are deaf and have chosen to attend public universities or places that are away from those cultural hubs as well as those very close communities dispersed across the United States, make sure that they have that ability to network with each other and have access to employment opportunities that are regularly held by hearing people, and kind of break down those barriers due to the effects of society and the stigma and the biases. Those can be directly addressed and placed to the side, and progression can happen from that point. The goal will also be to enable and empower deaf individuals in their post-secondary education and to be in the midst of other deaf individuals and hard of hearing peers, and fully enable them to use their capabilities and reach their maximum potential. So for funding of this project, it will be funded almost like a nonprofit, but not exactly. For induction or to be able to join the organization, there is an initial fee for membership, but it will be waived by continued involvement and contribution towards the organization. Say someone is working in a city that is not where, say, the organization is headquartered, they will still be able to contribute using their skills and technical knowledge and be able to network with other deaf individuals and professionals. And this is a great opportunity for them to be able to contribute as well as build a community. And it's almost a direct incentive for them to do so because it creates that opportunity for access to be able to connect and unify with other deaf professionals. So the benefit of founding this is that it will directly address the issue of the small cultural hubs that occur across the United States. There is not really overall unification across the country. Instead, there is just small niches or small groups across the United States that are quite close and almost concealed. And so this will create the ability to allow deaf individuals to network with other people across the country. And it will be anywhere across the country that members will be able to work with other people. And it won't have to just be Washington, D.C. as the cultural center and hub for deaf individuals in the United States. These are the resources I have referenced in this project, and a lot of them come from academia. But hopefully I have addressed this amazing community as well as brought to attention a lot of the issues that are encountered by this community, and make sure that I am using my voice to make sure that I represent this community and make sure that there is awareness and acknowledgement occurring for this community as well.